Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another Inside Lowell podcast. I am your host, Teddy Panos, coming here from the WellPoint Studios here in downtown Lowell. Unicare is now WellPoint, new name, same commitment to its members. At WellPoint, your whole health is their whole point. And we thank our friends at WellPoint for making this podcast, all of our Inside Lowell podcasts possible, along with our other sponsors of Inside Lowell podcasts. Of course, it starts with our friends at Washington Savings Bank. Make the switch now to Washington Savings Bank. TMI Properties, from affordable to luxurious apartments for all. Boston North Company, business solutions for restaurant and retail. Mahoney Oil, providing warmth and protection since 1925. I just fueled up this morning at their gas station, completely redone, and they offer full service. They cleaned my windshield. Love it. Old school. You young people may not remember those days, but thank you as well to our friends at Francis C. Preventure Insurance, the agency Greater Lowell has counted on for over 41 years. And last but not least, the Massachusetts Pirates, bringing all the hard-hitting action and excitement of arena football to the Tsongas Center here in downtown Lowell. And speaking of what's coming to downtown Lowell, we've got some special guests joining us here in the WellPoint Studios to talk about, well, all sorts of things. Fireworks, not the kind you see on the city council floor, but the kind you're going to see on the 4th of July, and it's fireworks and so much more. Let me introduce them to you left to right on your TV, computer, cell phone monitors. Peter Crewe, the Director of Cultural Affairs and Special Events for the City of Lowell. How are you, Peter?
I'm really good. Good to see you.
Good to see you as always. Tenesha Scarlett is here from Tea and the Gents, well-known performer, but kind of Lowell, advocate throughout the community. I mean, look at that shirt. I found out where I can get one of those babies, and I'm certainly taking advantage of that. How are you, Tenesha? Good
wonderful.
To see you.
Thanks for having me.
And of course, the lady to the right, a staple here on Inside Lowell podcast, except when I'm hosting. She very rarely sits in with me. It took Tenesha and Peter to get her
Sure did.
to sit down.
I like being on this side, though. The angle's much better. So I've been trying for a long time to be back over here.
I don't know. You think you will hide this gut if I come over there? Impossible, huh?
You never know, Teddy.
Your silence
Dream big.
was deafening. Yes, I certainly do. All right, so let's talk about the fireworks. 4th of July, fireworks in the city of Lowell. It's become a great tradition, and new venue or old venue, however you want to look at it, here in 2024.
Vintage. Throwback.
I like it. Throwback venue, LaLatcher Park. How did it come about choosing the venue and getting it back to LaLatcher?
Sure, absolutely. So we're really excited this year that July 4th in Lowell is moving back to LaLatcher Park in a new partnership between the City of Lowell and the University of Massachusetts. They've been great working with us to sort of pull this together. And we're really excited to sort of bring the fireworks and July 4th celebrations home in a way to LaLatcher Park and bring that back. There will be a few sort of specific things related to that this year as the park still is undergoing some renovations. There will be a cap of 750 folks this year, so we want to make sure people are aware of that. But the park is really the perfect venue for fireworks in Lowell, and we're really looking forward to being back over there.
So 750 people at most are going to be let into the park. How I would imagine, I've seen the crowds. I've seen them. I saw them last year. I've seen them at LaLatcher in the past. I've seen them way back when I was a kid down by the river. 750 people. It's going to fill up pretty quickly, especially at your very affordable ticket prices for this event.
Exactly.
Which are exactly $0,
exactly
right?
$0, yeah.
Right in my budget. It's a broadcast budget.
No, that's right. We know 750 in the park is going to provide a sort of an intimate experience for those park viewers. But there are some a variety of satellite viewing sites around the city that are all listed out. If you go to likelowell.com/July 4th, you can see the list of all of those.
Mm-hmm. Do you know any of them offhand?
Absolutely. There will be the UMass Lowell's Campus Recreation Center over at 322 Aiken Street. There'll be a viewing site there. Over on the Riverwalk off 111 Pawtucket Street. The St. Louis Park, 406 West 6th Street over in Centerville. And the parking lot on the Cushing's Field complex off the Riverside Street are all designated viewing areas.
So those are all kind of the city is going to make preparations ahead of time
There'll be
to
trash
accommodate
available
crowds.
and,
Okay.
Yeah, and police and all that stuff. So it'll be and you'll have really good views of the fireworks from all those locations.
And of course, if you're the townie who knows the best views in the city, right, getting up on those hills, Christian Hill or somewhere up in Bellevue where you can see it clearly.
Absolutely.
You're welcome to do that, but just don't trample on somebody's private property, right?
Exactly.
So, all right. So what can folks expect at La Latcha? Because the fireworks are great, but they come later at night. They come after dark. People want to get there early. What kind of entertainment options do we have?
Yeah, absolutely. So the doors will open at 6 o'clock over at La Latcha Park. We have a great evening of entertainment lined up. Local DJ Be Creative will sort of be playing music all night, as well as curating sort of the soundtrack to the fireworks show, which we're really excited about. Local reggae band Dis and Dat will be performing at 6:30. And other local favorites, Squires of Soul, will be on at 8 o'clock. Culminating, of course, in I would say July 4th legend now, Tenesha Scarlett, doing the national anthem at 9 o'clock, leading right into the fireworks.
Wait, we're just getting the anthem out of Tenesha? We're not getting Tea and the Gents?
Not this year. They didn't hire me. I don't know what happened.
You're always stirring up controversy.
We're going to draft Tenesha.
We don't need a movement. I'm fine with just doing the anthem this
Get to
year.
work on the hashtag right now.
We're performing tonight, so I'm like, I'm fine with just doing the anthem this
Tenesha
year.
and Tea and Dinesh made their debut at Pride 2 weeks ago, and they were fantastic. So.
But you're also, there's a lot of good local entertainers.
Oh, yeah.
and
Absolutely.
bands around. So it's nice to kind of spread the wealth.
Yeah.
You can enjoy the evening with your boys.
That's what I'm saying. I like having spots here and there.
Limited doses, right?
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to overdo it.
Love it. All right. As you can tell by my svelte build, I need to eat. If I'm going to be there for a couple of hours listening to great music and then the fireworks, what am I going to eat?
Sure. So at the park, concessions will be available both on the field and in the stands. And I do want to take a minute to, when you're going online to get your tickets, there are 2 seating areas that you can choose from. One is on the field itself, where not lawn chairs, but blankets will be encouraged for folks sitting on the field, or you can choose the stand seating option. But both locations will have concessions available, as well as beer sales through Aramark as well. And certainly before the fireworks, if you want to get food, there will be some downtown restaurants that are open on July 4th, so definitely check those out before coming over to the event.
Any food or drink at the city sanctioned places, or you bring your own stuff?
Those are BYOB, but enjoy.
BYOF.
BYOF.
Bring your own food. Yeah, you don't want people. The local police may have a problem with the second B in that.
Or, beverages in general.
Bring your own
Bring
thing.
your own lemonade or Coca-Cola.
Disguise it well. What Danielle has in that cup is, we all assume it's coffee, but
I'll never tell.
I've seen the behind the scenes stuff, so you don't think that good mood comes naturally, do you?
Wow. Ouch. Fireworks happening.
Where do the fireworks actually get set off from? People ask me this all the time. They want to know where. I guess it affects where they're gonna, where they might be blocked off if they know certain cool areas. So where do you actually set them off from?
Sure. So I think I may be getting the terminology wrong, but essentially the big bend in the river there that's right across from the ballpark. I think it may be like the not the reservoir up in Christian Hill, obviously, but right on that bend in the river there, on the opposite side of the Riverwalk from the park. That's where they'll actually be shot off from.
Okay, and I've explained this is why you get some really good views even
Exactly.
in lower side.
Teddy's going to be at Top Donut.
Can you see them from Outback Steakhouse? That's what I want to know. Tenesha, for you, what does it mean for you to actually be like you? As Peter said, you kind of become a staple at these things. What does it mean for you to be able to perform in your town, but also in front of these crowds that gather? Because it really is a festive occasion. The audience is so receptive to the entertainment they get on these nights.
Yeah, no. It's funny because before I came here, I was like reflecting a little bit because I remember the first time I was asked, which was last minute. I was literally in Boston about to go to a meeting and got, "Hey, can you do the 4th of July national anthem?" And I'm like, "Sure." Because I'm from Lowell and I'm like, I represent Lowell and I love my city. And for me, I really just enjoy seeing all the families come together and then just celebrating, just unity in our country and, all those things, which are near and dear to me and my kids. I bring them all the time too. So I like that they get to see what I do and what I love, but then also that I get to share that with my community as well. So I feel like for me, it's just very special to my heart because I'm like, I literally was born at Lowell General, which is 5 minutes from where I'm singing this song. And it's like, now I'm a grown up and I have my own family, and to be able to be asked to do this, it's always an honor for me because I don't take it for granted. And I always appreciate being asked to do things that I can.
So you've done this a number of times, though. Do you actually rehearse it? Do you
Yes.
change up the version of
I
the
do.
anthem? I wonder that of people who do it, at these big
When you do
sporting
it so
events
many,
or whatever, but, do you switch it up just to keep yourself kind of entertained?
For sure.
Yeah.
And
so what version are we getting? Are we going to get?
I can't tell you that. I don't give away my secrets.
That's the surprise.
Not the Fergie version, I hope.
No, oh God, no.
No, yeah.
I'm gonna do the version that doesn't sound crazy and I know the lyrics. But I've done it a lot, and it's very much that. It's like, how can you make it fresh? So I'm always listening to other artists that have done performances so I can hear the way that they do things, and I try to just make minor tweaks.
I was lucky enough to be in the stadium when Whitney Houston did her iconic one at the Super Bowl in Tampa, and I just remember the feeling of the like the chills going down my spine. It seems silly over a song, but the way she did it, and it was perfectly timed with the F-16 flyovers. You got any flyovers, Peter? Is that the big secret that you were teasing about out there?
Flyovers.
There's no flyovers.
Ooh, can we work on that for next year? Danielle's the dreamer who makes these kind of things.
I'm like, I'm no Whitney.
If the manager hears this now, he's gonna be like, "So, guess what we're doing next year?"
Yeah, we can get the National
listen to
Guard.
this.
The National Guard say, I think we'll work. My sister-in-law's with the Guard. We'll get.
But I do remember my first one I did, they were warning me. So when I sang the Rockets Red Glare, they're like, FYI, there's going to be some fireworks that start when you do that. So don't be nervous that you're going to hear that in the background. And I was like, oh, that's kind of dope. And when it happened, it was magical.
It's not an easy thing, right? Like the people who do it well do it effortlessly, but because of the speaker setup, you're kind of you're getting echoes and stuff. And whenever people hear like a bad version, unless it's Roseanne Barr doing it on purpose, it's usually because a very talented vocalist is struggling with being in a bowl or with sounds echoing or whatnot. How long did it take you to get used to?
It's funny because the very first anthem I sang was at LaLasha Park because I auditioned there to sing for the Spinners.
Wow.
And I remember the delay. I was like, all right. So I was just listening to myself. You have to kind of just get in a zone because the delay, like what you're singing, it's like 2 to 3 seconds later.
Yeah.
So that is tricky for sure. So sound check is important always, just so you can kind of get an idea of what you're dealing with. And it's not an easy song to sing, and especially when you do it a cappella. So you have to really practice a lot. And I'm all about that. My kids, they know. I'm like, what are we doing? Practice. Like, practice is the word in my house. I'm pretty sure we said it this morning. But it's like, if we're going to do something, you have to practice. And you really just want to get yourself prepared for it. And just like kind of get in the zone for it. And then for me, I also think about what I'm doing. It's like, this means a lot. It's a big deal. This is 4th of July, America's birthday, Independence Day, all of that stuff. So that's the things that I think about when I do that.
All right. So now we've raised the expectations. You've got a week to get your rendition down and
to figure it out.
And now
my Teddy version.
Don't call it that. You'll ruin it.
Yeah, no.
Lastly, Danielle, the president of the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce, obviously any event that brings large crowds into the city means business for your member businesses, especially the ones in downtown. But you're also, dare I say it, the biggest cheerleader of this city as well. What does this event mean for you, and what type of involvement does the chamber have in helping put it on?
I mean, the event is huge, as you both so eloquently already said. The chamber's involvement is the fundraising piece, of course. So there's so many great sponsors that help make this event happen. We developed a Mill City Events Fund 2 years ago. at this point.
Yeah.
So anybody that sponsors the Mill City Events Fund is sponsoring the 4th of July Winterfest and City of Lights Parade. So it's nice that businesses can be approached one time during the year and know that they're going to be supporting these events that are huge for the city and for our residents.
And by the way, I understand last year, different location, but you're not that far away now. It was a tremendous boon to the businesses that were open. I know it's challenging for some to be open on the 4th of July staffing, but the ones that were, man, I'm told that they were happening. And if you plan on eating at one of the downtown restaurants, I'd say get there as early as possible, right? So you can get on in there. Plus, the earlier you get in, the faster you get out, making room for some of the later arrivals as well. All right, Danielle said the magic words, sponsors. It's free. It's free to attend. I don't have to pay to get into the Latcher. I don't have to pay to go into any of the city-sanctioned spots. It's not free to put on. The fireworks alone are expensive. And you guys do a really good show.
We do a really good show. We work with a really great company, Pyrotechnica. They put on a really fantastic show. But yeah, we absolutely could not do this without the support of sponsors. And if you'll indulge me, Teddy.
You betcha. But how much does it cost? So folks have an idea. How much does it cost the city to put on this event?
So inclusive of the fireworks, this is about a $65,000.
Wow.
To do what is essentially a 3-hour show. In terms of what that is.
So, one of the ways you make that money is to sell tickets. You're not doing that, so you need some sponsors to step up big time.
Exactly.
Who did?
And this year we're really, among many others, we're really happy to have the support of Eastern Salt Company, Enterprise Bank, shout out to
Enterprise Bank,
Sean Dark Credit Union, the Lowell 5-cent Savings Bank, Market Basket, Nancy Donahue, big supporter of the city, as we all know. Unicare WellPoint is a huge supporter of ours.
One of the newbies, right?
Yes.
That's our people.
Exactly.
The WellPoint studios that you're sitting in.
And the Marklet Group, just to name a few of a really strong cohort of supporters who make these events possible. And we're really grateful to everybody for doing that.
Yeah, and these organizations. No, see, I probably could have run down most of that list of the major ones. And as you said, all the little contributions out from small businesses. But let's be honest, without some of these companies that you're talking about coming in with thousands and thousands of dollars, you're not getting to your 65, 70,000.
That's right.
And the taxpayers are funding it. So
exactly. And we really want to make sure all of our events are free and as accessible as possible to folks. So we're really grateful to our sponsors for helping make that possible.
And if you go to likelowell.com, all of the sponsors are there. So you can view the full list and also get your tickets
and make sure
the
you
event.
thank them by trying to do business with them whenever it is applicable. All right, so let's recap. We know the date, July 4th. It's actually Thursday, a week from today.
That's the only reason why he has the date memorized, by the way.
This is the
If it was any other event,
this and
we'd be in
Christmas, I
trouble.
know all the time.
I know those are going to be the same.
July 4th, doors open at the Latcher at what time?
6 o'clock.
What time do the other city viewing areas kind of...
Those are really anytime that evening that folks want to go over there and sort of stake out their spot. They can
It's not like the Chelmsford 4th of July parade where I'm going to have to put my seat up like 3 days ahead of time.
No.
You laugh, but that's exactly what they do out on North Road. I see it every year.
Oh my goodness.
So 6 o'clock, doors open at Latcher, food and all that
Food
stuff.
concessions will be
same
available.
time.
We have some great performers. Bubbles McGee, I know a little favorite. She'll be back.
Don't even.
I think I saw her up at Salisbury one time.
And we'll have face painting for the kids in multiple locations. So it's going to be a great evening.
Family-friendly event.
Very friendly.
What time is the anticipated fireworks going off? A lot of that depends when the sun goes down.
Sure, and a lot of that depends on how much Tenesha decides to
Stretch out the anthem?
But
It's on May, 9 o'clock. So 9:02.
Yeah.
9:02.
Yes.
So for everyone else gathering wherever in the city. By the way, I meant to ask you that, and I forgot. At the Super Bowl, they actually have Vegas odds on over-unders of how long it takes to sing the anthem.
Yeah.
In case,
Mine is usually
a
about
Lowell
2
bookmaker wants to
minutes.
set up a 2-minute anthem.
Yeah.
So there's a little inside tip in case you can get odds on it.
Yeah. You can
Try to get the over-under
We
there.
can do some Lowell Vegas.
2 minutes-ish.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Because I have videos of me singing when I sang. Shout out to the Boston Celtics 18th banner, by the way. I sang for them a few times, which I was honored to do, and I have videos, and it's about 2 minutes and 7 seconds. So
Love it. Man, you're
Yeah.
becoming
Kind of a big deal.
A singing sensation.
But I represent Lowell because they shout out Lowell too when
That's
they call
true.
me up.
That is true.
They're like a Lowell native, and I was like, "That's right, Mill City, baby."
Love it. We'll have to connect you to the two ball boys there who are Lowell residents as well.
Oh, nice! And I'm
So-
singing in Fenway next month.
Ooh.
Doing the anthem for home based
exciting.
Veterans Club.
She's going to cost you a lot more next year to sing the anthem, I'll tell you that much. Now we know why T and the Gents are out of the price range.
T and the Gents aren't asked. We're out of their budget now.
Awesome. All right, looking forward to it. Great event, July 4th in the city of Lowell. No need to go fight the crowds in Boston or anywhere else. Peter Crewe, from Director of Cultural and Special Events in the city. Tenesha Scarlett.
Tenesha.
T from T and the Gent, but branching out solo now. The Lowell's Whitney Houston, and of course, the person who thinks she's Whitney Houston, Danielle McFadden.
I know. Why haven't I been asked to perform, by the way?
I didn't know that was an option.
We're gonna have to work on this.
You're more likely to perform with Bubbles than with Tenesha.
I would absolutely perform with you, so don't let them speak for me.
Be careful what you wish for. You just might.
You never know. Chamber events, who knows? We can do something.
All right. Thank you guys, and thank you to everyone and the city of Lowell for putting this on, because
Yes.
there's a lot of communities that don't get the benefit of this, or they have to do it on the 6th or the 7th or whatever they have to do it. We're doing it on the 4th, and we
We
should
are
be celebrating
keeping it.
America. Love it.
Yes.
Thank you. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
Thank all of you for joining us as well on the latest Inside Lowell podcast. As we like to say, Inside Lowell. If Lowell is your home, this is your place. Until next time, be safe.